Hummingbird is the place of the mythic, where we call in something new. So we need a new way to connect to this experience, a way that allows all of us to drink from it. Hummingbird is the bridge between the world we live in and the place of Eagle, because this place is the place of the formless. We cannot live there. It has no form. It is just energy. But we can go there and return with something new in our beak, something that we can begin to build something new from. So here is a story about Hummingbird and Eagle. One day, a long time ago, all of the animals were gathered together and were talking. Many of the animals had beautiful feathers, or fur or skin. Many had amazing talents, but each had something special. When it came to Eagle's turn to speak, the animals asked what he could do, and Eagle replied, "Why, I can fly so high and so far that I can fly to the sun." All of the animals were very impressed, amazed even. And while they listened to Eagle speak, a little voice began to be heard from the back of the crowd. It said, "I can do that. I can do that too." But no one really heard. Until after a little while, one of the animals turned around to see where the little voice was coming from. It was Hummingbird. "Hummingbird, is that you? What do you mean that you can do that too? Your wings are too small to fly so far," the animal said. But Hummingbird kept repeating the same thing over and over. "I can do that. I can do that too." Eventually, more of the animals turned around, and noticing this, Eagle came to see who was speaking as well. "Hummingbird," said Eagle, "is that you? What do you mean that you can do that?" Hummingbird just repeated their own words. "I can do that. I can do that too." And after a while of listening to Hummingbird repeat their words over and over, one of the animals said, "Okay, if you can do that, then show us." And so it was arranged that the next morning Hummingbird and Eagle would fly together to the sun and back, and all the animals would watch, and also see who flew the furthest, who flew the highest, and who got back first. But when the morning came and all the animals were gathered together to watch the great event, Hummingbird was nowhere to be seen. "You see," said Eagle, "there is no truth in Hummingbird's words. Only I, Eagle, can fly to the sun and return." "Well," said the animals, "that may be true of Hummingbird, for he is not here, but we have not seen you fly to the sun or return, and as we are all gathered here to watch, perhaps you can still show us." Of Hummingbird still there was no sign. So it was agreed that Eagle would fly to the sun and back, and all the animals would see this. With one flap of his enormous and powerful wings, Eagle was off, up into the sky, heading for the sun. Soon Eagle became just a dot in the sky against the bright sun, and the animals watched as the dot that was Eagle circled behind the sun and began to return. Still, there was no sign of Hummingbird. The shape of Eagle grew larger and larger as he came closer and closer to the other animals and to returning. And still there was no sign of Hummingbird. Soon Eagle was close enough for all the animals to see, and just as Eagle spread out his wings to slow himself and to land, a small creature jumped out from the feathers behind Eagle's head and landed on the ground. It was Hummingbird. All the animals were surprised and amazed, for they could see now that it was true. Hummingbird did fly to the sun and return, but on the back of Eagle's wings. And this is how we make the journey from the world of our everyday living to the world of the unmanifest, the unformed, the unyet dreamed into being. Hummingbird is our messenger and flies on the back of Eagle's wings to the place where only Eagle can go, so that he can bring back something new for the children of the earth.